Let's talk about women's rights in the Middle East. So I've been spending about 2 weeks now in the Gulf region. I traveled through UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, and I am on my way to Saudi Arabia. So I've been observing local people quite a bit from afar, because the Arabic people are very private, and they mostly keep to themselves unless they have a real reason to associate with you, meaning there's some business to be done. Otherwise, they keep to themselves. Very respectful, but very private. Growing up in America, I always had this image that Arabic women are oppressed, suppressed, almost borderline abused through the whole life. But my first interaction with women of Gulf was not like that at all. I was at a very famous souk in Qatar, and I was filming the architecture, and literally within about 10 minutes of filming, some woman walked up to me. It's like demanded, "Hey, you're filming me." I was completely taken back. Like, what? I'm filming you? What do you mean? I saw you film me. So I looked back into my videos and I saw indeed I did. But she was like this big in the screen because she was at least 200, 300 meters away. But she was very, very conscious of being filmed. Of course, she's an exception. Most women, they're modest. They don't really care when I film. But it tells me, it shows this woman, did show me instantly, they're not pushovers. They're not pushovers at all. Then I look at these women, I look at them in the, whatever review, because other than Saudi Arabia, most other Gulf countries, you can see the whole face, right? You can tell they're very well taken care of, all taken care of. All these women are very well taken care of. Their skin, their health, everything from the teeth to skin to everything. Better than most Westerner women, I would say, actually. Okay, then I look at, if someone is oppressed or depressed, you can see through their eyes. You can very obviously see that. I don't see that. I don't see that in any women here. In fact, I suspect, and I speak to other foreigners and expat, I realize that the women here are quite happy, quite proud in their lifestyle, right? They actually feel somewhat of aloofness, like I wouldn't say condescension, but at least aloofness toward other women in the Western world, in what we call the modern, more liberal world, because they see these women have to fend for themselves every aspect of life, from making a living to finding a mate, to setting up a family, to taking care of children. Where for them, everything is taken care of and planned in some way. Of course, there's downsides to that. The downside is that they give up some of their individual rights, individual freedom, so to speak. But it's no more so than what men has to give up in this society as well. So it's not that men is dominating these women. Men also have a lot of restrictions, right? They have, for things they can't do, it's a long list too. So it's in essence, these women, even though they're like, oh, they have to wear certain things, it's just a habit. It's just a custom. Like all these MILFs and young babes in the Western world wearing Lululemon pants everywhere they go. It's just what they're used to, right? In fact, I would say that if you compare the quality of life of these women in the Middle East, they are living better than the Western world, better than Asian women's. So Asian means Eastern Asian women. So the question is, why is this narrative in the West? Why is this narrative in the West that these women are oppressed, these women? And I thought about this. I realized it's again, Western people interpreted things they don't understand and placing their interpretation and value judgment on people that has nothing like them. They have nothing, no value system, no religious system like them, right? So when they see a woman have to wear certain things, they say, how dare you tell women what to do? How dare you, right? We should be free. We should be strong. We should do whatever we want. Well, there's a flip side to that, which is you can do whatever you want, but there's a consequence to that. And I think that a lot of Western women are starting to realize that. The second thing is, this is bringing up to the next subject. I actually appreciate women in the Middle East wearing things modestly, so they don't necessarily distract our attention, men's attention, unwanted attention, as Western women say, right? So then the question is, if the Western woman doesn't want men's attention, why the hell do they dress in such revealing clothes? I mean, literally, the modern clothes you look at the Western women wears are literally skin hugging. I mean, every little curve are showing, every little skin and butt cracks and leg muscles and breast cleavage. Everything is showing. And then what happens? They say, you shouldn't be looking at me, guys. Why are you looking at me? You should be able to control yourself. Are you serious? Is that why you're wearing such revealing stuff? So you don't want us to see you? Okay, that makes perfect sense, right? Oh, but I have the right to wear whatever I want. Well then, me as a man have a right to look at whatever I want. That's how it goes there. So if you don't want a man to look at you, then don't dress the way you want. If you dress whatever the way you want, especially you know that the way you want attracts male masculine attention, then don't demand that no one look at you. It's the greatest hypocrisy. It's just so stupid. It's just, it's so stupid. So thank you, Middle Eastern women, for being modest, right? And there are, not all Middle East women are dressed like that. I see Moroccan women who are quite liberal. I see Turkish women who are quite liberal, right? I see Persian women, they don't dress like that. And they're beautiful. And they don't cover up, right? But they still dress modestly because of the Muslim nation. People understand, there are certain expectations. Just like in the Western world, there are certain social expectations. And women dress and behave a certain way in that. So please, modern, Western, liberal, American, European, Singaporean, whatever feminist, Hong Kong feminist, learn something from these backward people. Learn something from these backward people, please. And get your head right. Biatches.